Iblees and Shaitaan. Iblees and Shaitaan are two faces of the same defective coin. When we are hopeless and do evil and think evil, these are our devilish actions and satanic thoughts. They are not physical, metaphysical beings. This superstitious nonsense is for those who believe in the literal truth of Aladdin and his magic lamp, or better called false hadith and traditional ancestral worshipping fairy tales. Enjoy and reflect upon the following, and do not look under your bed at night for the bogeyman, and he most definitely does not enter your nostrils in the morning, but remember to blow out. The idea of an extrinsic evil force has been in existence since man's earliest days. Various names have been ascribed to a creature that tempts mankind with evil, including Satan, Asmodai, Beelzebub, Belial, Lucifer, and our Iblis. When Allah says to reflect upon the workings of the universe, observe, experiment, conclude, why is it only in the religious field that a satanic being exists and not the scientific one? Something must be wrong, and I know some do not like the word science, let alone what it says, but for me, if you only have as proof indoctrinated religious beliefs in an evil adversary, then I for one will stick to my scientific reason and reject this as an age of ignorance falsehood. There was mass pagan beliefs innovated into Deen Islam. In Judaism, there is no concept of the devil as such, but there is the concept of an adversary, Satan in Hebrew. Satan does not make evil but points it out to God, or inflicts mankind with trials and tribulations which test the faith of men. See Book of Job, Bible. It is mankind that inclines to evil acts which they are responsible for. Satan has no power unless humans do evil. From the Christian point of view, the devil or Satan is a fallen angel who wreaks havoc on mankind, spreading lies and corruption on their souls. There are also those in Christianity that consider the devil to be written about in the Bible figuratively as man's sinfulness in opposition to God. Demon possession by evil forces has been observed by many in history, but these are truly lies. Let us turn the exorcist head round the right way and confound the falsehood with truth. Iblis. Man is the only creature in the entire universe who has been given the freedom of choice when it comes to obeying the laws of Allah or disobey them if he so chooses. No other creature has been given the right to disobey, go against Allah's laws. Man disobeys Allah when his emotions get the better of him. These emotions rouse him towards personal benefit as against the universal good, and thus he lays Allah's laws aside and follows such emotions. Hence his intellect tells him how to achieve these ends. The Qur'an has called such emotions and such intellect which leads him on to this end Iblis, and due to its rebelliousness said that it has been created out of fire, Nar. See the end of this video for details. Shaitan. The word Shaitan means to be far away or distant from Allah's blessings, removed or deprived of life's happiness. One who gives up the right path and adopts the wrong way by being rebellious, an ugly snake. Any force, according to the Qur'an, that rebels against Allah's law is Shaitan, whether it is man's own rebellious emotions or the leaders of nations which are opposed to Allah's system. Rebelliousness and mutiny is their basic characteristic, and their job is to obstruct the establishment of the right systems.
And Satan, their selfish desires, will disown them after the judgment has been issued. God promised you a true promise. And I promised you, then failed you. But I had no power over you except that I called upon you and you obeyed me. So do not blame me, blame yourselves. Neither can I help you, nor can you help me. Now I condemn your act of associating me with God. There must be a painful doom for all those who relegate the truth and choose to do wrong. And those who attained belief and increased human potential will be admitted to the gardens underneath which rivers flow, therein to abide by their Lord's leave. Their greeting therein is peace.
In a nutshell, the Quran says that the devil, Shaitan, has no power over us, and it is our turning away from Allah, the right way of doing things, justice, truth, liberty, etc., that causes all the troubles we face. This one verse destroys at a stroke the idea of real devil, demon or jinn possession and the sham that evil acts are propagated by other beings, thus blaming our actions on or being influenced by an outside entity. Notwithstanding mental health issues, we all have to take responsibility for our actions. Man was created with a free will to do good and evil, and when he is not guided properly, falls into a state of despair. This state leads to evil acts, rebellion, anarchy, and corruption, and is brought about by ourselves and not by other things.
We created you, then shaped you, then told the angels, be of service to Adam. And they agreed to be of service, all but Iblees, Satan. He was not of the subservient. Let us take a panoramic view of our common origin. Life began as a single life cell from hydrated inorganic matter. God made us Adam, Homo sapiens, male and female, and he made the angels, the universal forces, subservient to mankind. Satan or Iblees, our own rebellious desires, refused to submit to the higher controls of judgment. God said, "What stopped you from being subservient when I ordered you?" Iblees responded, "I am better than he. You created me from fire and created him from clay." Emotions are fiery in relation to sound judgment. The criterion of honor is not lineage, color, caste, or nation. It is nothing but good conduct. Recall that many of the verses of the Qur'an are allegorical. God said, "You are dismissed and degraded hence. It is not for you to be arrogant here. Go forth, then. You shall be among the humiliated." He, Iblees, said, "Give me respite till the day they are raised up." The request was granted. God said, "Be among those who are given respite."
Those who refuse to bow down to the will of Allah have an arrogance that will lead them to a state of destitution. No man-made laws or ways of life can achieve what our Creator has ordained for us, and we have the free will to choose this or not. The following verses have mankind making others equal or superseding Allah, but this is their own invented falsehood.
Say, of your partners, is there any that can lead you to the truth? Say, God leads to the truth. So, who is more worthy of being followed? The one who shows you the way or one who finds no way unless he is guided? What is amiss with you? How do you judge? The majority of people follow nothing but conjecture. But conjecture can never be a substitute for the reality of things. God is knower of what they do and forge. This Quran could not possibly have been devised by anyone except God. Nay, it is a confirmation of the truth in the earlier revelations, and a clear exposition of the eternal laws. Without any trace of doubt, this book is from the Lord of the worlds. While it confirms the surviving truth in the previous revelations, it is a watcher over them and ignores and, where necessary, corrects the human touch in them.
That they will not follow the word of Allah is stating the condition of those who succumb to their baser desires. They reject what is good and enjoy evil. Their record will be hanged around their necks on Judgment Day. Stiff necks in the Quran are associated with the arrogant, self-centered, boastful, and those full of false pride, full of themselves in modern parlance. When we are in this state, we perform acts that are contrary to divine will, and these are allegorically referred to as Shaitaan. Shaitaan means to turn away in opposition, to become distant, to have false pride and be corrupt. To create a distance between Allah and man will lead to stagnation of our self, I, and this occurs when you abandon reason, logic and intellect and bury your thoughts in ancestral fables. Verse 1036 quoted above is here repeated for you to ponder over.
The majority of people follow nothing but conjecture. But conjecture can never be a substitute for the reality of things. God is knower of what they do and forge.
We can see how a better understanding of the Quran moves us towards a reality that makes us think and act appropriately. The Qur'an is not a book of stories to entertain or frighten us, but aims to develop ourselves mentally and promote universal human rights for all regardless of caste, colour or creed. What we have from our ancestors has more to do with the same fairy tales we get from man-made religions that may have at one time had these ideals but were lost in the same quagmire of illogical beliefs. Trinities, virgin births, gods and goddesses, etc. Read again as the Quran repeats for our better understanding.
Recall when your Lord said to the angels, "Indeed, I am about to create man out of sounding inorganic matter, and then, out of hydrated clay. And when I have perfected him in due proportion and breathed into him from my energy, be of service to him." Note from my energy. So God gave humans something from his own energy. That something is free will. Thereupon the angels agreed to be subservient, all of them together. The physical laws in the universe were made subservient to mankind. But Iblees, Satan, refused to be among those who submitted. The selfish desires of humans declared rebellion against the higher controls of reason. God asked, "O Iblees, why are you not with those who submitted?" He replied, "I am not one to submit to a human being whom you have created from sounding inorganic matter." God said, "Go forth then, from here. You are dismissed forthwith. My rejection shall be your due until the day of judgment." Said Iblees, "Then O my Lord, grant me respite until the day when all shall be raised from the dead." Answered he, "Surely, so be it. You shall be among those who are granted respite, till the day known to me alone." Iblees said, "O my Lord, because you have put me in the wrong, I will entice them on earth, and I will put them all in the wrong. Gawa, put in error, thwart, mislead, deprive of sound judgment. Except those who are truly your servants. This is, with me, a straight path," said God. "Surely, you shall have no power over my servants, except those who put themselves in error and follow you. And for all such, hell is the promised abode."
Iblees created from fire, Ner. Nur is thought to be good and Ner has the element of hatred and frustration. Naratul mar atat tana, for the woman to dislike and be frustrated. It is also used for strange animals like deer. Bakratan nawar, a cow which is averse to an ox. Munawara, to be mutually abusive. Naira, enmity, because it is an internal fire too. Nairat ul herb, the chaos of war. Ne ul herb, the fire atop a mountain which signified war, Ru ul maani. Narul Korm, the nation accepted defeat. This makes the meaning of Azab in Ner clear, that is, the result of destructive deeds of man which burn life to a cinder, as against Jannat where canals are flowing. Here the depiction of the opposition of fire and water explains the meanings. This includes the destruction in this life as well as in the life hereafter. Ashab Ner are the people who are embroiled in Khawf and Huzn, that is fear and grief, plight. The fire that engulfs the heart. 104:6 The fire that is made by the laws of God and which engulfs the hearts. The Quran has said in verse 38:76 that Iblees has been created from Ner. Therefore, wherever it has been cautioned or exhorted to avoid Ner, it means to avoid the ways of Iblees, who is the embodiment of evil forces. Azab and Ner, destructive deeds which distort man's social and civilized life as well as his own self. Thus, both his worldly life as well as the life hereafter is wasted.
The Quran Unchained.